She summoned me into her office with that smirk she believed was understated. "John," she said, clasping her hands like a monarch granting clemency, "you'll be training your replacement. My successor after 10 years, she added. You'll be joining the board of directors." I nodded deliberately, keeping my breathing steady. "Of course," I replied. She smiled, convinced she had me under her control. She didn't realize that 3 weeks earlier, she'd left her email open on our shared iPad. She didn't realize I'd already seen it all. She didn't realize tomorrow would be intriguing. I shut her office door behind me and listened to her laughter, light, rehearsed, and not intended for me. I used to think that laugh was music. I used to think she loved me. Funny how swiftly the truth scorches through delusions. I met her 10 years ago when she still believed in ambition. Mine, not just hers. She'd been a junior VP then, all sharp edges and sharper dreams. We were equals, partners, two people racing toward the same horizon. She used to lean on me, ask my opinion, hold my hand like it meant something. Back then, she whispered things like, "We'll build everything together." Maybe she meant it for a while. Maybe she lied from the beginning. Still, the betrayal only stings when the love was real, or at least when you believed it was. I first noticed the distance in her eyes before I found the proof. A softness reserved for someone else. A sudden insistence on late meetings. Perfume she never wore home. Then came the message, a notification flashing across her screen while she showered. "Can't wait for you to get rid of him so we can run this place together." Her new trainee, her new boyfriend. I opened her email, and there it was, a detailed plan. She'd put me on a transition path, a polite phrase meaning hire him, drain him, fire him. My wife, my boss, my executioner. My pulse didn't race, my hands didn't tremble. What surprised me most was my own calm. Love died quietly, but strategy awoke loudly. Firing me from the company I helped build was bold. Firing me after I trained the man sleeping with her was almost poetic. But firing me when I owned 31% of the shares she'd forgotten I inherited, that was stupidity with lipstick on. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Confrontation is for people who want apologies. I wanted consequences. I spent the next 2 weeks buying the remaining shares quietly, carefully, through shells and silent partners. A whisper trade here, a midnight purchase there. By the end of week 3, the math was beautifully disastrous. I owned 67% of the entire company. She owned ambition and a boyfriend with a borrowed suit. She had no idea. I played my part well. I trained her lover with a smile, teaching him systems I built from scratch. He tried to impress me, poor man. But his confidence cracked every time I asked him a real question. He wasn't here for the job. He was here for her. Meanwhile, I revised policies, shifted authority, prepared the board. Tomorrow's meeting, called by her, would be her coronation. But I had rewritten the script. This morning, the boardroom lights were cold and bright, perfect for seeing the truth clearly. She walked in wearing her victory-like perfume. Her boyfriend sat beside her, painfully overdressed, as if money could be mimicked. She began the meeting with that same smirk. "Today," she said, "we restructure leadership. I will be assuming primary executive control." I interrupted her, a small thing, a simple shift in tone. "Actually," I said, sliding a folder across the table, "you won't." She frowned. "What is this?" "Ownership documents," I answered. "My ownership." She scanned the papers. Her face drained of color slowly, beautifully. The room fell silent. "You bought the company?" she whispered. "No," I said softly. "I bought your company." I turned to the board. As majority owner, effective immediately, she is relieved of all duties. A vote is merely a formality. Her boyfriend looked from her to me, blinking like a man waking up in the wrong movie. "Wait," what about my position? He asked. I almost felt sorry for him. Almost. You're dismissed, I told him. When the person who hired you loses her job, so do you. He swallowed hard. She glared at him as if betrayal was contagious. She followed me out into the hallway afterward, voice shaking. John, we can fix this. I turned to her, calm, steady, the way she never expected. No, I said, you broke it. I buried it. Her eyes glistened. For the first time in years, she looked small. I walked away, not out of cruelty, but closure. Some endings don't need explosions. Some just need truth. And tomorrow, I would sit in my new office, alone, free, unbetrayed, the owner of everything she tried to steal. Justice doesn't shout, it signs the checks.